Hello, fellas and ladies. It is time for those freaking drama Emmy guesses. I finally have them together. I know what I'm gonna say now, so I'm gonna do the video now. I don't know if I'm gonna do limited anytime soon, just because that's a clown show. Now that White House Plumbers and Love and Death are out, but I'll see what I can do on that front. Let's just go right to drama series. We know it's winning. Succession has about a 100% chance of winning. If I'm being honest, I thought, hey, maybe The Last of Us or The White Lotus could give it some competition, but I was wrong. And it's not even like I'm not even saying anything that hasn't been said already. We know where this race is going. I don't think it's far fetched at all to say that drama at the Emmys this year is Succession featuring other shows. And that's a justifiable, statement to make. That is kind of what this year's Emmys is going to be in the drama side of things, for good reason too. The season's fucking amazing. It's his last season, and it's you can argue it's better than ever. That said, The Last of Us and The White Lotus are 100% getting nominated. They're both great. The Last of Us was huge. The White Lotus is continuing to be huge. There's no reason to think that they aren't getting nominated. And honestly, when it comes to like the writing and directing, I think if okay, let's say directing, if Succession gets like 3 director noms, then I actually think Last of Us or The White Lotus will take directing. But nonetheless, those 2 are getting nominated. Better Call Saul and Yellow Jackets is also like totally getting nominated. Better Call Saul's done now, and it's been nominated every season. Not their favorite show in the world, but they still nominated profusely. And Yellow Jackets, I mean, they loved it last year. They loved it. So I don't really see much reason to think the Yellow Jackets isn't going to get nominated again, especially because the season, I would argue the first season is stronger, but it's still a very good season of television, so far at least. I'm filming this the day before episode 6 comes out, but I imagine the quality doesn't just dip exponentially. After that, I think House of the Dragon has a it's probably going to happen. We all know that they love Game of Thrones. They even gave it the win for season 8. Its performance at the Guilds is definitely questioning. To the point where I don't think House of Dragon is going to perform exceptionally, but at the same time, I don't see much reason to say it's going to get snubbed altogether. Oh, at least in drama series, I think it's going to miss some key things that people think it's going to get. After that, I have The Boys, which I'm a little confused as to why people are underestimating it. It came out in June, true, but so did Better Call Saul. Season 2 was nominated. I know it was a COVID year, but it was still nominated. We know that they watched it, and it's like more popular than ever, which is big, which is a high bar. It's more acclaimed than ever. I don't get why people are like completely dismissing it. Like, that's weird to me. And on top of that, like with Marvel's Mrs. Maisel gone after this year, Amazon is going to need a new player going forward. And why wouldn't they go with, I don't know, the biggest show they've ever made? But the reason, that said, I probably should have it at 8. But the reason I put it at 7 is because in the last couple weeks, Amazon has been pushing this show to high heavens. They've been crushing the campaign game with this show. More than Daisy Jones, more than Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And granted, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season isn't done yet. So maybe that can be a contributing factor. But still, The Boys has had multiple FYC events already, more than any show at the moment. Yeah, I don't know why this show is being underestimated. And then we have Andor at 8. Not the most popular show in the world. I think it's terrific. But I think it kind of came out with a dud, but it kind of hung on despite that. I think it did pretty well during the Winter Awards, picking up not like crazy nominations, but good enough nominations. I do think this is like that kind of level of prestige television that it's Star Wars, but like it's definitely prestige enough that anybody can look past it, because it's a terrific show. Take away the Star Wars of it all, it's just a terrific Gilroy show. I do have The Crown at 9, which might be a mistake. It did well with the Winter Awards, I can't deny that, but I do think with the unlimited ballot gone, I do feel like it's gonna suffer a little bit, because nobody cared about this season. It's The Crown. It could just survive off of that alone. But right now, I'm going to say it does not. But I am fully prepared to be wrong about that. The Mandalorian kind of came out with a dud as well, and this time for good reason. The season was not very good. The first 2 seasons were nominated, so that's good enough reason to consider it. But because the season just nobody was invested in what was going on. I don't even think Jon Favreau was invested, clearly by the writing. I do think the Mandalorian is going to skip out this time, especially with Andor in the race. After that, I don't really buy that much else. I don't really think The Old Man is going to happen. It's worth considering because of the actors involved. and they're probably going to get nominated. Handmaid's Tale, they've shut out the show entirely before. I don't see why they can't do it again. This season, kind of like The Crown. It came out with a doid. Came out with a total dud. The reviews aren't like, are they bad? Reviews weren't bad, but I'm looking at the audience score and it's fucking rough. Is that like a thing with this show? It has an 80% critic score, which not bad, but has a 27% audience score. Is that like a thing with this show because of women? Season 1, 90. Ew. Season 2, 83. Season 3, which I heard wasn't that good anyway, 66. It has gradually gone down with audiences ever since, but wow, I did not know it has. But like season 4 had a 63, and then season 5, 27. Yeah, it's yikes. Nonetheless, I don't know. I just don't see anybody caring about this show anymore, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it misses. I haven't seen Bad Sisters, but I heard it's really good, but I don't think it's gonna get in. Westworld, probably not. I need to know, where is the optimism for Yellowstone coming from still? I would not be this optimistic about a show after 4 seasons and only getting a single production design nom in all 4 seasons, and y'all are still giving hope that this show's going to get nominated. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what else has to happen for you guys to realize that it's never going to happen? Never. I think 15 is too high, if I'm being honest. I'm being too generous with putting Yellowstone at 15. It's not gonna happen. Rings of Power is also not gonna happen because why would nobody watch it? It lost so much money. Drama actor. I think Bob Odenkirk is gonna get nominated, but I don't really buy the win so much anymore. But at the same time, I know for a fact he's getting nominated, so I'm just gonna put him at 1. Kieran Culkin has been officially moved to lead, and I see no reason to think he is going to get snubbed. Same with Jeremy Strong. I think those 3 are clearly in, as is Pedro Pascal. That top 4 is not going anywhere. Wins, I don't know. I know Pedro Pascal is not winning. I have Kieran Culkin winning, but I do think Jeremy Strong can win. I also think Bob Odenkirk can still win. I still think he can pull it off, but right now I'm going to say Kieran Culkin. After that, I have Diego Luna for Andor. Diego Luna was nominated at Critics' Choice and Golden Globe, which is a really good pairing. To me, I mean, they can nominate the show and not him if they like want to get other people in there. But like, to me, if they like the show enough, why wouldn't Diego go along with it? I mean, is it impossible? No, but my mind is saying keep him in. And then I got Jeff Bridges, who did much better than I thought he was going to do this season for the Winter Awards. He got nominated everywhere. I like the old man a lot, but that's shocking. I think it's because it's Jeff Bridges. I mean, okay, he's really good, but like, just surprising to say the least. So I have no reason to say he won't get nominated other than the old man isn't really like, who gives a fuck? I can see a snub, but like, I think he's good. I think he's got it. After that, I think there's only 3 people I can see taking this spot. One of them being Patty Considine, who didn't get a single nomination, but he is like spectacular. And maybe House of Dragon does better than I think. Matthew Rhys, I mean, Perry Mason's definitely improved, but like, who watches that show? Matthew Rhys is a former Emmy winner for The Americans, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. And he was nominated for the first season, but I also think that COVID came into play there, and the show still missed series. I don't think that Matthew Rhys is going to get nominated again, but I do think he's definitely in the realm of possibility. And then Anthony Starr for The Boys. I am not giving up hope on that. That is so fucking psychotic that, like, if he doesn't get nominated, that's a crime. But I don't think he's going to get nominated again because he's not lead. Like, we all know this, but like, he could get it. If Amazon succeeds with The Boys, I do think Anthony Starr can get in because he's just so undeniable. But right now, signs are not pointing in the right direction for him. After that, I don't think Dominic West is going to get in. Kevin Costner won the Golden Globe, which is a good sign, but like, we know how the Emmys feel about Yellowstone. Drama actress Sarah Snook moved to lead, so she's probably going to win. She's been fucking crushing it this season, and I think everyone wants Sarah to win an Emmy before the show ends. So there you go. Melanie Linsky's going to get nominated. It's, if Sarah wasn't there, she'd win, but that's the nature of the beast we're dealing with here. I do think Bella Ramsey's going to get in for The Last of Us. Yeah, they're young, but like, I don't really see much reason why they wouldn't get in other than youngness. No. Bella's going to get in. Emma Darcy, they'll probably get in too. Same with Imelda Staunton. Maybe the shows aren't going to be like that loved, but like, I feel like those two, why wouldn't, but there's not much competition elsewhere. I'll tell you that. And after that 5, which I think most of us have, I don't see that much competition. I have Juliette Lewis at number 6, and I'll tell you exactly why. I don't think they're just going to keep loving and nominating Yellow Jackets and ignoring Juliette Lewis when they have the opportunity to nominate her. She's exceptional this season. And not that she was bad last season, but she's even better this season. I don't see much reason why they would just keep ignoring her. And as for Elizabeth Moss, who was next in line, yeah, there's definitely good reason to predict her. But like I said before, they've completely shut her out entirely before. Like, if they don't care about the season, they won't care about her either. Like, they'll happily snub her. And given that they are guaranteed to like Yellow Jackets more than Handmaid's Tale, I'm just going to go ahead and say that Juliette Lewis is going to take it. Correction to be made. She was just straight up snubbed for season 3. They nominated Bradley Whitford. They nominated Samara Wiley. They nominated the show for series, but they did not nominate Elizabeth Moss. Now you tell me she's a guaranteed nomination. Okay, Handmaid's Tale's Emmy history is so weird. Okay, but she did straight up miss for season 3. I know that for a fact. I can confirm that now. Anyway, after that, I don't really see much. I don't really know if Shannon Horgan's going to get in. I know a lot of people are throwing Helen Mirren's name. She's Helen Mirren. Yeah, I get it, but Hilary Swank got the Golden Globe nomination. But what the fuck is Alaska Daily? I've seen Kerry Russell's name thrown out there, but what's The Diplomat? Supporting actor. This is an interesting one. I do have Matthew McFadden at number 1, but I don't think he is going to win again. Okay. Maybe he will, but he's getting nominated. F. Murray Abraham seems pretty poised for the nomination. I do have Brian Cox in supporting. This is not confirmed, actually. For all we know, he can still be in lead. I don't think so, but for all we know, that's the case. But I'm saying right now, I think the likeliest outcome is going to put Brian Cox in supporting. I know a lot of people are primed to say, oh, well, that means he's going to win. Possible. Definitely possible, but I can't explain it. I don't know. I don't feel it's that easy. Nicholas Braun's going to get nominated. We know that. Like, I don't see. He feels a little more prominent this season. I don't know why. He hasn't, like, had any big moments yet, but, like, it feels like he's definitely going to get nominated. There's John Lithgow. John Lithgow gets nominated. Hold on, let me search up my guy's Emmy history. It's just kind of a thing with John Lithgow. He just gets nominated for the first season of a show. If you want an Emmy nomination for your first season of your show, just put John Lithgow in it. Yeah, my guy's been nominated 12 times and has won 6. And granted, 6 of those nominations were for Third Rock from the Sun. Granted, but the others were like 6 different shows entirely. Then only one of them was a guest nomination. So it's pretty safe to say that John Lithgow will probably get nominated for this. Alan Ruck, I feel like everyone's in agreement about Alan Ruck. I knew last season it wasn't going to happen, but this season I feel like it is going to happen. He's got all the moments. He's been shining bright. Jonathan Banks got that SAG nom, makes me think he is going to get nominated. He did miss for the last 2 seasons, and he didn't have the most prominent role this season, but I'm going to say he gets it anyway. And then I got Michael Imperioli for The White Lotus. I don't think The White Lotus is going to go gangbusters like it did last season. I think that was weird, and the unlimited ballot being gone will, I think, prevent that from happening. But I also don't think it's going to get one supporting actor nomination either. And I do think Michael Imperioli is next in line because he's Chris Moltisanti from The Sopranos. I do think that name does help him here, but I also don't know anyone who says he's anybody's favorite performance in the show. A lot of people have Matt Smith in for House of the Dragon, but I'm going to go on the limb here and say that Emma Darcy is the only nomination for House of the Dragon, acting-wise, so I'm going to say that Matt Smith is going to miss. Jonathan Pryce for The Crown is definitely an only if The Crown happens kind of thing, which, if The Crown happens, I will put him in. But, I'm saying it doesn't, so I'm going to say Jonathan Pryce misses. Stellan Skarsgård for Andor. He is Stellan Skarsgård. He's an Emmy winner, I believe. Am I correct? I'm not correct, am I? He won for Chernobyl, didn't he? He was nominated. He won the Golden Globe. Well, anyway, he is an Emmy nominee. We know that. And I have no reason to think he can't get nominated. Also, Andy Serkis is guest, if I'm correct. Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård, he does have a prominent role. He's very good in the show. And if they like Andor enough, he will get in my opinion. Giancarlo Esposito, it hurts me, but he was in 2 episodes. Like, he qualifies for guest, I think. He has a really good final episode, but he's just, they stumped him last season. They can stump him again. Last year, I should say. Theo James, that feels like an only if the White Lotus crushes kind of thing. Alexander Skarsgård, I think there's a cap for amount of nominations one show can receive, but I do think I think Alexander Skarsgård, I might be pushing it. That might be pushing it a little bit. Jason Ackles, The Boys. Again, if they really like The Boys, if Amazon really succeeds with that show, I do think Jason Ackles could sneak in. And then Tom Hollander and Will Sharp, again, kind of like Theo James, is kind of a White Lotus thing. Drama supporting actress. Man, I think Jennifer Coolidge is just going to win again. I want Rhea Seehorn to win, but it feels like Jennifer Coolidge. Rhea Seehorn is super tricky. Maybe putting her at 2 is a little too optimistic because she just got her first nomination last year. And maybe they can just go back and be like, you got your nomination. You're done now. I hope that's not the case, but it's possible. But I also don't think that's the case because, like, oh my gosh, it was so good this season. Aubrey Plaza's gonna get nominated. I don't see any reason why she wouldn't. Same with Christina Ricci. Elizabeth Debicki is interesting because that for all the radio silence that The Crown received this season, I've heard nothing but nonstop praise for her, and it makes sense. She's playing Princess Di, if I'm correct, and that's got to be a meaty role, and apparently she crushes it. So slide her in there. I do have Carol Burnett for Better Call Saul. I mean, on one hand, I can just be like, she's Carol Burnett. Come on, fucking TV icon. Come on. But on the other hand, she was actually really good in Better Call Saul in the final episodes of the show. So I have reason to believe she's going to actually receive that nomination. I do have Megan Fahey and Sabrina Impacciatore for The White Lotus. I mean, I know I said I don't think White Lotus can go gangbusters, but there's a lot of women they can choose from and like women that like stood out on the show. And Megan Fahey, I think most people agree with her with that because like she had like that big monologue. Not big, she's mainly subdued. But she has such an interesting presence. I think people are definitely stoked to nominate her. But then with Sabrina Impacciatore, I feel like, again, kind of she stood out, and I think she will benefit from that. J. Smith Cameron is a risk for not having her in, but I'm going to take that risk. I don't feel like, again, with the unlimited ballot gone, I don't think she just check the box to Succession anymore. And I don't think she did enough where people can be like, yep, let's get her in there. But she can get in. She's my number 9. Millie Alcock. Again, I don't think House of Dragons is going to do that good, but if it does, I do think Millie gets in because everyone loves her. Simona Tabasco and Beatrice Grano, I don't know, do they get in together or do like one get in or like they're like a package deal, those two together? That feels a little presumptuous of me to say, but like that's kind of my mindset. Haley Lou Richardson, I don't think is happening. Olivia Cook, I don't think so. Leslie Manville, I don't know anyone who's talking. I don't think I don't know anybody who like wants that to happen. I don't think like even like the Winter Awards that nominated The Crown, I don't think Leslie Manville got a single nomination. I know she's Leslie Manville, but like there's a limit. And that is it. I said all the things that I'm guessing. Like, subscribe, share, and I will try and do a limited video, but like Christ, it's such a minefield. White House Plumbers is so fucking bad.